through to the stepladder final. Osku Palermaa, the #1 seed from Finland, up against the man in the black shirt, Barrett from Colchester in England. And Dominic has bowled so well on the European Tour over the last few years, but so often the two-hander from Finland has been his nemesis, and we will see whether that will be the case again. And two big hitters, Cass Edwards, for our final today.
Simon, two absolute superstars from the European Tour and the PBA Tour in the United States. They're best buddies. They play an awful lot together. They've both won PBA titles, and they've both got to the televised final here in Barcelona. They're playing one game for 12,000 euros first prize. Runner-up takes 6,000. They're playing on 41 feet of lane conditioner. Kim Jensen in the background there, Vice President of the European Tour. And it's Dom Barrett to start.
Dom Barrett, bowling for Storm these days, get things underway. Well, he made the pocket, but there was always the danger there. He was going to leave the 7-10. Fortunately for him, he managed through that one.
And Simon, Dom's the only player this week to shoot a 300 game, which he did early in qualifying. So pretty high-scoring conditions here.
Yeah, so that's quite unusual, isn't it? We normally get a few more 300s here at the Pedralbes Centre. Osku Palermaa then, real power player, a two-hander that we've seen in action many times on Eurosport, making his way on the PBA Tour now, as is Dom. Just seems to bowl better and better year on year. And this two-handed style will surely be copied by generations to come, especially when you get a strike like that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Osku's had a fantastic year. He's been out on the professional tour, United States. He's picked up his second title, and believe it or not, it was the PBA World Championship. So Osku is the PBA World Champion. How about that? He's also running high in the European rankings. And looking for another win here in Barcelona.
Yeah, basically he and Dom have kind of chopped and changed on the European rankings. They both had a spell at #1. 28 years of age now, is the European Weber Cup captain, Osku Palermaa, and he leaves the 7.
Well, he's had a high game of 268 so far this week.
Yeah, came through in that last block of 4, 28 pins ahead of Barrett. So comfortably through as #1 seed.
Yeah, averaged 240 over his last 8 games, so he's pretty much locked and loaded. He's got these lanes really sorted out. It's just a matter of whether he's going to hit the pocket or not, and whether he's going to carry 10 pins or not.
It's warm down there under the TV lights. Dominic Barrett then up again. And spare to start with, and this time the messenger gets across for the 10 pin, but that will be a slight concern for him. He's made the pocket quite light on both.
In match play, so it's 2 frames each. Dom moves across to left-hand lane, looking for the double. And absolutely rips the rack on lane 5. Great-looking strike.
Yeah, that was much better. Says that one of his ambitions is to win this title here in Barcelona. A lot of players list this as one of their favourite tournaments.
Well, Simon, Dom's had a pretty good year as well, you know. He's picked up his first PBA title on the United States Tour. The second Englishman after Stuart Williams to pick up a title, which is just fantastic for English bowling. Osku takes a strike, frame 3.
Well, the guys are in shape. They're in good nick, and, you know, more and more now, professional sports people across the world and across all sorts of sporting disciplines are beginning to understand that a long and successful career is founded on good fitness, good conditioning, sticking to your diet, drinking plenty of water, all the basics. But, you know, guys like Dom really do adhere to that. They do follow that.
And that's all before you pick the bowling ball up, Simon.
Absolutely. Oh, through the head.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, he's a lucky boy. He is a very lucky boy after that one. And Barrett must have thought for a split second there, I'm in.
That was almost the 4-6. Watch this. High through the head pin. There's the 4-6. And a tap on the 4 pin gives him a double. No wonder Osku's high in the European rankings with bowling like that.
He does get a few breaks like that. But Barrett's got a lot of power himself. You can see how far left he's going on the lane. And I think Cassie has made an adjustment, has he? He's pulled across a little further.
Well, just a little bit, yeah. He's trying to stay inside Osku's line because Osku's ball just has so many revs on it. It absolutely burns the lane, rips the oil off, and sort of leaves a little zone. So if Dom wants to keep the distance on the ball, getting it down the lane, he's got to stay just inside where Osku's playing. It's all very technical, but these two guys know one another's game inside out. As I say, best of buddies, and 4.
Now let's take a look at this line. Now, is that getting close to what the Americans would call deep inside, you know, starting it left-hand side and then bringing it out and moving it across?
Believe me, there's a lot more room to go left before he's really, really deep inside. But yeah, you've got the idea. He's playing round the middle of the lane, just around 4th arrow, pushing it out towards 2nd, and then let it rip back into the pocket when the ball gets to the dry part of the back end of the lane.
And the reason for that is he wants to stay away from part of the lane where Osku Palermaa is effectively burning it up with the amount of revolutions on the ball. It strips off an awful lot of oil. You can see slightly straighter line from Palermaa there. Made it into the pocket, and the pins just disappear when he gets it right.
Yeah, just a tad high, but he's worked wonders, because that lucky strike in frame 4, he's now doubled up on that and made it 3 in a row on the right-hand lane, and that was a great-looking shot. Just pure, unbridled power.
Well, you've got to ride it now and again, haven't you, the luck?
Yeah, well, he's 10 pins adrift, so he's got to get another one.
So good start from the Englishman against his Weber Cup captain of Europe. Palermaa can sometimes get a little rattled, and he's finally left the ring in 7.
Just didn't quite set up the chain reaction in the back end there. Unfortunate to leave a 7-pin. Didn't seem very much wrong with that. Everything jumped around it and it just stood there solid. So unfortunately he can't turn 3 strikes into 4. And also, Simon, silly little single pin leaves like that could be the turning point and cost him the game.
No single hand spares from Palermaa today.
Oh, he's got a great future in world bowling, not just on the PBA Europe American Tour, back here in Europe, and the World Tour that is starting up as well.
Oh, no.
Dude, that is a terrible shot to do. It really is. He's missed the headpin on the right-hand side. Man that's averaging 231. He's just hit 4 strikes in a row, and he's missed the headpin.
He got caught up in that oil, and it never made it back.
Gosh, that's the 1, 2, 7,
He's got to
8,
make this. He really has to, and he's got to rattle these pins around, get the messenger across, and he doesn't, and leaves an open frame, and we know what that means in this level of bowling. That can be the end of it for Barrett, and he's kicking himself.
Well, he will do, yeah. It was just an errant shot, and it broke nothing up because he missed the headpin. And it's a 1-game shootout, and, well, that could be the frame. A 5 and a 4.
Well, he needs to get back on the strike line, take care of business for himself, Barrett, and then he'll have to hope for something from Palermaa, and this time just cuts right across into the nose, into that head pin.
Well, you can see he tried to make an adjustment because his last shot was so wide. He thought, well, I'll just tighten up a little bit, and of course it's overreacted at the back end. It's left 2 pins standing, not a strike. It's the 3 and the 6 that are standing. And he makes the spare, but spares are not what he needs.
Yeah, shake of the head from Dominic, and a little look towards Osku. But Osku now knows this is his match to lose. Well, that's how it stands at the moment. Barrett ahead on pinfall, but only because he's played that extra frame. Palermo here with a double would, well, virtually put the lid on this.
Well, he's working on a spare, but yes, he'll certainly be looking to strike off if he can do. Well, there's the first one.
Crowd know it as well here in the Pedrables Bowling Centre. Catalonian Bowling Federation and Johan Ricard, major supporters of this sport. So many tournaments here over the years, and they've consistently attracted the big names. You know, this was one of the places you could see PBA stars in action, you know, a decade ago.
Oh, absolutely, yes. It's a famous place. Lots of the top players like coming here to Barcelona. They get well looked after. Not only has Osku had some great success on the American Tour this year, earlier in the year he won the Kuwait Open, which was a massive event with a big prize money, first prize. It's kept Osku in the rankings in Europe. And there's the double you were talking about, Simon, and he's absolutely ripped the rack, and he's got a basket.
If he can do that, he can put some pressure back on Palermo, but it's a big ask. Again, goes back to that wide line, leaves a split, and the hands up from Dominic, basically saying, OK, I surrender.
I'm just wondering if the oars carried down on that right-hand lane and right into Dom's track, and the ball just sailed out, didn't come back. He's left the 4 and the 10 here, and that's an open frame, and I would say, and so would Dom, I'm sure, the game's over.
Second open then for Barrett, just when he needed a strike. And what you heard Cass say about the oil, you know, it's something you can't see. It's an invisible factor within 10-pin bowling, but it really is a major factor. And the players have to work out what is happening out there on the lane. OK, Dominic sussed it for that side on the left-hand side, but the right-hand side causing him some major problems.
Yeah, he went, as you said earlier, deep inside on that left-hand lane, managed to hold pocket and carry 10. Osku now stepping up in the foundation frame, working on 2 strikes, can strike off for 259, which is an appropriate game to win the title on, I would have thought.
Yeah, good call. I think you're not going to lose too many games on 259. And it's a nice one to bring to the party in the final. So where we go, looking for Turkey. Doesn't get it, but it's still just a single pin to knock over for a spare. And that puts him 196, 169. A little bit light, didn't really make the pocket.
Oh, spare's going to be good. I think you mentioned as long as he doesn't have an open frame, and that's a nice looking spare. .238 if he finishes with 3 strikes, and he will be finishing first.
Yeah, they're chatting now. That gives you another indication that as far as both players are concerned, this one is done and dusted.
I think Dom said something about get you next time. Smart
Skipper.
boy.
Get you next time, Skipper.
Yeah, these 2 guys will be in the Weber Cup coming up in the UK Legends year against Team USA. Well, it was a great looking shot, and it's just left the 10-pin standing. Spare strike for 227. And as we said, it's all over. Osku will be the trophy winner, and he'll pick up 12,000 euros. Here we go, hard and fast, single-handed, 10-pin spare. Classic style of Osku. The crowd appreciate that, and he's your winner.
6th attempt to win here in Barcelona.
Well, he'll pick up maximum ranking points. He'll come sailing up the rankings. He's 9th at the moment, simply because he hasn't played a lot of tournaments, but should probably bring him up into the top 3 where Dom is, and Dom will go top of the rankings. And there's the messenger. What a great looking shot, and there's your champion.
Well, nice night in Barcelona ahead. Hopefully not spending too much of that 12,000 euros. And then he'll be flying back to Gothenburg tomorrow before he heads off to the next tournament. Plenty of tournaments to come, Cass.
Oh, absolutely, yes. As I say, the American Tour starts up November. He's got to finish, and there's...
baby Ida.
She likes coming out and bowling, doesn't she? And Dom's just ripping the rack now. It doesn't really matter.
He really fancied it. But unfortunately, as I said, Osku Palermaa once again his nemesis. But, well, there are some things more important than sport, aren't they? Family's one of them. And look at that. That's lovely. Osku Palermaa with his daughter just stepping onto the stage. There we go. Daddy's won another one. That's got to be worth another teddy bear.
Absolutely, yeah. Here comes the trophy.
Yeah, good effort from Osku. And in the end, you know, nobody could touch him in this centre. He played absolutely superbly all the way through. And he was always going to be a very difficult man to beat in this sort of form, and it's proved to be the case.